Welcome back. You're watching News Tonight. Chief Minister Jayalalitha announced the creation of 841 assistant professor posts in colleges started after the AIADMK came to power last year. A total of 841 vacancies, including 369 of assistant professors from 2012 to 2013, 365 from 2013 to 2014 and 107 from 2014 to 2015 would be created, she added. The Tatkal booking timings have been changed all over Tamil Nadu and it comes into effect from tomorrow. As of today, the Tatkal booking timings began at 8 in the morning. This will be changed from tomorrow and will begin at 10 a.m. and go on till 12 p.m. in the afternoon. The Railways has also announced that separate counters will be opened in Chennai, Coimbatore, Salem, Tirupur and Erode for the booking of the Tatkal tickets, and the agents will not be allowed to book tickets in these counters.
From 10th of July onwards, the Tatkal timings will commence from 10 o'clock instead of from 8 o'clock. So from 10 onwards alone, public can access Tatkal tickets. Now the IRCTC web agents as well as the authorized travel agents cannot book Tatkal tickets between 8 and 12 hours. We have made enough arrangements in all the multiple PRS counter locations. Few counters will be earmarked only for Tatkal tickets. Separate queues will be formed and the passengers will be dealt in these tickets. After the completion of the Tatkal crowd, regular bookings can also be made in these counters.
The Lankan Navy, who had captured the 10 fishermen from Rameshwaram, have released them. The Lankan government is said to have come up with this move after pressure from the central government. All of the fishermen are expected to return to Rameshwaram tomorrow. The sports quota counselling for engineering admissions in the state kicked off at Anna University today. The counselling officials stated that they had received 2,500 applications and 1,990 students have been selected and called in for counselling. The counselling will go on for 2 days in Vivekananda Auditorium at Anna University. Over a complaint filed by ex-minister Paranjothi's second wife, the police have asked for a month's time to come up with concrete evidence on the case, and the court investigating the case has granted the same. Dr. Rani preferred a complaint claiming that she was his second wife and had also claimed that Paranjothi had grabbed money and other valuable properties on various occasions from her and accused him of threatening her.
போலீஸ்க்கு வந்து நிறைய கேஸ்கள் முக்கியத்துவம் வாய்ந்ததாக இருக்கும். அதில் இதுவும் ஒரு முக்கியத்துவம் வாய்ந்த ஒரு கேஸு. எந்த ஒரு கேஸுமே ஆழமாக தீர நல்லா விசாரித்து அவங்க மெதுவாக ஒரு முடிவு சொன்னால் கூட அந்த முடிவு வந்து ரொம்ப கரெக்டானதாக இருந்தால் நமக்கு சந்தோஷமே. ஸோ அவங்க வந்து இந்த கால அவகாசம் எடுத்துக்கிறது அவங்க ஆழமாகவும் தீரவும் விசாரித்து ஒரு உண்மையான தீர்ப்பை கொடுத்தா மட்டும்தான் நல்லது அப்படின்னு அவங்க நினச்சி இந்த கால அவகாசம் அவங்க கேட்குறாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறோம்.
A hostel warden who allegedly forced a schoolgirl in West Bengal to drink her own urine has been granted bail after being arrested earlier today. The victim is a class 5 student at the Pattabhavan school in Shantiniketan near Kolkata. On Saturday night, the warden Uma Podar, during her daily inspection, found that the girl had wet her bed. The student was under treatment for bedwetting, but instead of administering her medicine, the warden allegedly made the minor lick the wet bed sheet as a treatment to stop the bad habit.
पेशाब में नमक मिलाकर उसमें छिड़क कर उसको बोले इसको खाओ खाओ. हम नहीं खा रहे थे लेकिन फिर भी हमको बोली नहीं तुमको खाना ही होगा, तुमको खाना ही होगा. और आसपास के जो क्लासरूम में थी बच्ची सब वो लोग भी थी उपस्थित वहाँ पर सबके सामने. कम से कम 20 तो लड़की हो गई ही, तो उन लोगों के सामने ही उसको जो चीज़ पेशाब में नमक मिलाकर खिलाया गया.
That young girl of class 5 is punished because she wets her bed. And this is totally unacceptable. You know, this is such a normal thing, that wetting of the bed. And there are many ways of giving support to the girl and giving her a self-esteem, confidence, because we know what damage it can cause to a child when she wets her bed and her morale. Instead of giving her that kind of support, you find that she is further victimized, stigmatized and asked to drink urine. What kind of training did these wardens receive? See, we've already taken cognizance of this case. We're going to write a letter to the government to inquire into the matter and give us a report within 7 days. Based on what we get, I think there can be many kinds of action that can be taken. On one end of the spectrum, there could be disciplinary action against the warden.
A special plane from India carrying the 128 people whose Air India flight made an emergency landing in Nawab Shah, Pakistan early this morning has arrived in New Delhi. There were 122 passengers and a 6th crew member on board the Air India flight from Abu Dhabi to Delhi when their pilot was forced to make an emergency landing after the Airbus's 3 hydraulic systems failed. Unusually, none of the backup systems kicked in.
We are happy that this situation has ended now and the passengers are back here. They were very well treated.
कितना टाइम क्यों लगा सर? वहाँ से दूसरी आपने यहाँ से फ्लाइट भेजी और उसके बाद उसको लाने में 12 घंटे लगते हैं क्योंकि सुबह 5 बजे तक इसकी लैंडिंग होनी थी.
No, they had to get all the equipment necessary for getting the problem sorted out. Okay. So the engineers had to be put together also.
The BJP seems to have contained its big Karnataka crisis for now with the decision to change its chief minister, and B.S. Yediyurappa has emphatically proved once again that only he calls the shots in the state. His man Jagdish Shettar, a fellow Lingayat, will be the new chief minister. Sadananda Gowda, who too was picked to be chief minister by Yediyurappa last year, fell foul of his mentor and handed his resignation to BJP President Nitin Gadkari yesterday. RSS leader Sanjay Joshi has written to Home Minister Chidambaram seeking more security as he fears a threat to his life. Mr. Joshi said in his letter that he has received both threat calls on his mobile phone and letters from unknown persons. He is well known for his bitter rivalry with Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi and was forced to resign from the BJP. Reportedly, his return to the party after 6 years in political exile last year had caused Mr. Modi to go into a deep sulk. A man in Patna has been detained after he was found with live cartridges at Nitish Kumar's Janta Darbar, a sort of open house where the Chief Minister meets the public at his residence. The man had 6 cartridges with him and his pistol was in a car outside. The gun was licensed and the concerned documents were found in his car. The police are currently interrogating him. In a major development, former defence personnel are going to be deposing before the judicial panel probing the Adarsh Society scam. Retired Lieutenant General G.H. Sihota will depose before the commission. Former Army Chiefs General Deepak Kapoor and General N.C. Vij will also appear before the commission later in the week. They had also got membership in the controversial society when Vilas Rao Deshmukh was the Chief Minister. However, after the controversy emerged, they gave up their flats. The Indian government has stated that the missing engineer from Bihar, Faseem Mahmood, is in a jail in Saudi Arabia. Bringing him back for where he is wanted for alleged links to several terror attacks will be a lengthy and a complicated process. The government informed the Supreme Court. The court asked the government to report in 2 weeks on its efforts to bring him to Delhi. The government says that the CBI is working on this, but his extradition will be a lengthy and a complicated process.
मेरा पूरा घर बिखर गया, टूट गया, लूट गया। उसके पापा बीमार पड़ गए, हार्ट के पेशेंट हो गए। हमारी बहू प्रेग्नेंट है, वो बीमार पड़ गए, आज हियरिंग में आ नहीं पाए। मैं किसी तरह छीन रही हूँ। मेरा बेटा बड़ा वाला वो रिजाइन देके आ गया। मेरा पूरा घर बिखर गया। ये तो इंडियन गवर्नमेंट की जिम्मेदारी बनती है और जुडिशरी से मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप लोग भी सारे मीडिया मेरे साथ हैं, मुझे कोऑपरेट करेंगे। आप लोगों से बहुत उम्मीद है मुझे।
Another short break now. Stay with us.